guys, listen up. Today is Sunday, March 22nd, 2026. This is Ken Swan coming through with this song. Is this Neil Diamond? Forever in Blue Jeans. I know this song. Betsy, this message is for you and your family. From me, Natalie. My mom said, you said it's been a while since Natalie's delivered a message from Ken to you. And guess what? When I woke up this morning, because I live in the Carpe Diem way and I don't know what tomorrow brings until I'm there, and today I saw on my calendar that today is Ken's angelversary. 12 years. Forever in blue jeans. That's what Ken's wearing up there right now in heaven. Up there, heaven is everywhere, Betsy. Heaven is within us. Heaven is the trees, the air. Heaven is with us always. Alexa, Alexa, volume 4. All right, well, Betsy, I've delivered to your family one video message. I've delivered to you many messages from Ken. This will be the second video message, and I'm always a filthy mess. I am here behind Barnway. I think you know by now from all your conversations with my mom that I am the good shepherd here on our small hobby farm, Betsy. We have over 50 animals, 40 birds, 2 livestock guardian dogs, a little chihuahua, 2 sheep, and this is my guy right here. This is Andy, Ann with a D, my full buff silky rooster. Yes, he sleeps with me. Betsy, my rooster sleeps with me. It's how it is. So what's going on right now is I was behind Barnway. I'm going to explain to you, Betsy. All the years I was sharing with you messages from Ken, they were handwritten and then emailed to you. After the fact, so to speak. I would connect with Ken, and then I would write what I connected, and then I would deliver. And that was all part of my life learning process of connecting to angels, was to begin in those ways. And then along my journeys and adventures of life with angels and heaven on earth, Betsy, I was introduced to an angel who is my feminine guru. Her name is Courtney. She was a 27-year-old, 7-month pregnant young lady driving down from Maryland to, I believe, Georgia to meet her police officer boyfriend. And he had a whole family that she didn't know. And when she pulled up, 7 months pregnant, he shot her in the head and killed both her and her unborn baby, Addison. Courtney became, I never knew Courtney in life. I didn't know her parents really in life at all. And now I'm very close with them because it's been many years that I've been connected with Courtney. Many years I've been connected with Ken. These are my special angels too, Ken and Courtney. And so Courtney is the one who helped me begin to video messages a long time ago, which helps people to understand further because you're able to see me and hear me and see my expression, and at times you're able to see when, you know, I literally, you know, am being altered by having the presence of an angel's soul come and visit me, my soul. And I do use such words as embodied, E-M-B-O-D-I-E-D. Embodied, yes, Ken's soul comes and just visits, you know, kind of plants a little seed, takes my mind, pushes it off to a shelf a little bit, but it's always aware. When I'm connecting with Ken and with all angels, Betsy, it is directly into my soul, and yet then it does take my mind and my body to decipher it all and be able to turn it into a message to be delivered. So Ken is hovering above, so to speak. Angels are into, as God is too, metaphor, cliches, billboards, numbers, symbols, signs, music, basically anything in life, animals, nature, anything in life that angels know will capture our attentions in a way that has us go, what? Ken. It was interesting because this morning he still wants me to go on right now. And when I say he still wants me to go on right now, Betsy, this is not like I'm having conversations with Ken on a telephone. It is not words at all. Angels really don't have words. We have words. And so whatever I'm receiving from Ken is all with visions, not from my eyes. It's all with sound, not from my ears. All from my soul. I can't really explain it. I know your whole family is of the medical field and doctors, and so doctors aren't always, really into the whole angel, theme and all of that, and yet I know that you've delighted in having received such messages from Ken in the past. He said, why is he having me ponder? Ken, it is now 12:46 p.m. and Ken is having me, here he is. Okay, so also I'm just going to say right away, there's wind coming through right now. This is a nice warm day, and here's this little breeze. As I just said, here is Ken, and he is now embodied in my soul, and he's ready for me to deliver this message. He says I'm ready for him to deliver his message to you. He's laughing, his little Mr. Roper laugh, I call it. It's like, and the first thing, it's gonna probably get a little fast here. The first thing that's coming through is I hear the word governor. Okay, let me also explain everything that's going to come through right now, Betsy. It's not meant to make sense to me unless it does make sense to me, in which case I will share and explain with you. Otherwise, everything I'm delivering to you is from Ken for you, not for me. I am merely the medium, the go-between, the messenger. I don't consider myself a psychic, a medium, and yet by definition, yes, I am these two things, Betsy. I do consider myself, number one, the Good Shepherd. And that's a really big role that I take on under, being heaven's caretaker, basically here in life beyond to my flock of animals on a small hobby farm. My role as the Good Shepherd is for life itself. Governor, these become your treasure hunts, your breadcrumbs that Ken will leave behind, as well as angels, and Ken, I'm sure, will at some point in this message, deliver something very specific, something that I have no idea about, and probably most people don't, but you will get it. Understand it. Governor is the first thing he's coming up with right now. I have no idea. I have a question mark next to that, and you remember from my notes, whenever I have a question mark, that's when an angel swipes me. Meaning, Ken says, Natalie, you got it. Governor, that's all I needed you to say. Swipe. I want you to keep going on. Angels are not here to hang out with me behind the barn all day long, Betsy, nor am I here to hang out with angels all day behind my barn. I do have 50-some animals to take care of. I have a busy life, and I love my life. So, angels understand. Angels have no time, and yet we do have time in life. Angels are busy constantly, but busy, there's no busy because busy equates from time, and there's no time in heaven, right? And yet they know we're busy. Angel messages are very quick. It's literally like, just comes in and then it takes time. Governor, also this morning, I'm going to back up. When I first woke up and I saw on the calendar that today was Ken's angelversary, the song that came through my mind at that point. Now, whether that came from my soul or not, I don't know, but I'm going to throw it in here because I include everything. Because I'm not here to make sense of it. And maybe it will make sense to you. Remember also, if things don't make sense to you, let me know. Because if it doesn't make sense, then I, as a messenger, have not done a good job in delivering the message. And if I haven't done a good job and it's not understood, well, the angel, today, Ken, will basically continue hovering over me, as well as you, trying to capture your attentions in such ways to finalize this message for you today. Governor, the first song I heard this morning in my mind was by Motley Crue called Wild Side. Remember, because angels do not have words, Betsy, music is very powerful. So is poetry, so is books, you know, anything with words, because they don't have words. So anything that we in life universally can have access to or are aware of, like fairy tales, you know, and things like that, angels will tap into to deliver. So I smiled when I heard Wild Side by Motley Crue, because I don't really believe, but then again, I'm not here for perception, that Motley Crue is Ken Swan's venue of music choice. And yet, listen to the words of this song, Betsy. Take a walk on the wild side. Was that not the way Ken lived his life here in life, on earth, with you, at all? He was always on the wild side. And yet, he was also always deeply connected with heaven. He says, Natalie, tell Betsy it's like I'm skydiving into your soul. Tell her it's skydiving. She'll understand it that way. He just says that right now. Okay, again, he doesn't say that in my ears, and it's not that I hear it in those words. It's the way I'm able to decipher it, because I've been talking to angels my whole life, Betsy. Skydiving into my soul. That's a good one. He also says he's going back to the governor, and he says, pay respects. He said, pay respects. Ken loves to come through with every message, as all angels do, Betsy, with truly philosophical words. Simple, often universally already known cliches and metaphor type words. And yet, we can't comprehend that when we die and we go to heaven, I mean, we do know all once we get to heaven. And Ken remains the very same soul in heaven, which is everywhere, not just above, as his soul was embodied with mind and body here in life. He's very smart. And we already know that he's one of God's right-hand soul men. Ken has shown me before, he's been at funerals of people I don't know, letting me know that he plays very important roles for God in heaven. Pay respects. This is a message for life. Every angel message delivered through me, Natalie, ultimately is meant to be delivered to the soul recipient in life, and is also meant to be shared with life. And this is what I've learned from all of the times these philosophical words come through. Ever the philosopher. He's bringing up again, okay, so I am in my mind, I'm aware, I could drive a car right now. If you called me on the phone, I could answer it right now. When I say my mind's placed off on the shelf, I don't mean that I'm in a trance or a seance or some meditative mode. For me, it's very, I could talk to angels and grocery shop and drive in my car and everything. It's soul. It's direct. Really hard to explain, I understand. Coney Island. He has brought Coney Island up, I am certain. You know, I never forget an angel message, and yet, you know, forget. I know that when I just heard right now Coney Island, I've heard this before. I don't even know where Coney Island is. And I'm not here to get into my mind to assume or perceive, okay? He's swiping me again. Coney Island. I am seeing a boardwalk, okay? And I'm seeing seagulls. And I'm also seeing my hen named Seagull right over there. I have a hen named Seagull. This is bizarre. He's showing me a red cross. Okay, that would not be uncommon for Ken Swan to show anybody a red cross, right? Okay, and that red cross is now blending into white. So now you can't even see the cross. Okay, how do I explain this? This is happening right now, okay? I don't have the color red out here, but he's showing me a red cross. And then he's showing me it turned white. So what if I put white over this cross? It would look like this. What does that mean? Okay, red cross. Whiting out, red cross. This becomes part of your treasure hunt. And red cross does symbolize many different things, but definitely symbolizes the medical field, of course. I am curious always to hear back, Betsy, from these messages of what does make sense. I remember the time he showed me the color orange, and you were talking about your engagement party dress was orange or something, and then you guys on the rooftop and smoking cigarettes, and I mean, Ken says it is what it is. I just said that in my mind as I'm sitting here. I just said in my mind, it is what it is, and Ken goes, it is what it is. Life. Come here, Janet, come here. Little baby girl, she's cute. Everybody leave Janet alone. He's showing me a single pink flower. Very simple, almost like the emoji you see when you use it on the phone. Just a simple pink flower. These are things I often will look up. I can do it right now. This is why I have two phones. And this is where I began to learn a lot of what it means, because there are some things that angels deliver that are universal, meaning they mean the same thing. So pink flower, spirit meaning, or you can even just put meaning. Okay. Pink flowers generally symbolize grace, gentility, happiness, and admiration. They represent a versatile range of emotions, from gentle affection and gratitude to joy, innocence, and romantic love. These blooms are commonly used to convey admiration and femininity, making them ideal for birthdays, appreciation, and breast cancer awareness. I believe Ken is probably delivering this pink flower vision with the admiration. And yet, again, I'm not here to get into my mind, and yet this is what's also difficult for me, Natalie, as a messenger, to deliver messages from people that I did know in life. It's much easier for me for somebody, a total stranger, to come to me and be like, here's a picture of my grandmother, could you connect with her? Yes! It is hard because I'm human, and we are born to be programmed by the universe of life itself to learn to perceive life. And then there are a lot of people like me, Betsy, who get to a point in our lives where we've grown and learned and yearned to blossom and bloom into different ways of living without perception, which means the mind is placed on the shelf, much like Ken has my mind on the shelf right now, and it is greatly assisting me to deliver this message and helping me to decipher it, to deliver right now. Much like the mind placed on the shelf, well, same thing. He says, what happened on the slopes? I know you guys ski. I know that. And I don't know what this means. He just asks and he swipes me. What happened on the slopes? I don't know if he means this year. I don't know if he means from 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I don't know. This is for you. This is what I call your treasure hunt, the breadcrumbs. What happened on the slopes? He's also showing me right now, Betsy, daffodils. Daffodils. Well, what does that mean? Because they're for you. He's showing me a vision. You're in your same home, and I know what your home looks like. I see is in a vase in your kitchen, in your windowsill, facing out the back. I know daffodils are special to me. What do daffodils mean? We're going to do this really quick, okay? This is my way of further sharing with you, and Ken is loving this right now, by the way, because Ken is like, Natalie, you already know how the Swan crew is. You know, let's just go ahead and let's give them some further information here of how you, Natalie, me, Ken's helping me, okay? He really wants, and this is what all angels want, really want the one receiving the message to understand, number one, that Natalie is not a lunatic, number two, that heaven is real, and number three, that if you receive this message with open awareness, everything in this message should make sense within 1 to 3 days. It's how it goes. I'm not here to explain it. Remain open. Daffodils generally symbolize rebirth, new beginnings, hope, and joy. As one of the first flowers to bloom in early spring, and here, yesterday was the spring equinox. So Ken, when he died and left this life, it was around the spring equinox, yes? Which means what? He was like literally, boom, like a perennial that we plant and wait forever to be, you know, to see it grow, and that it never dies. The perennial should come back, unlike annuals, right? Well, Ken is laughing right now because he goes, unlike annuals, and then he's like, yeah, hey, annuals, anal, and also annuals, doctor, and he's like, yeah, like, nobody wants those annual exams or anal exams, and yet that's what we think of in life with the annual flowers. Oh, we don't want them. They're never going to come back. They're a waste of money, a waste of time. The perennials. And this is what this is associated with. They are the birth flower of March. And they're specific for the 10th anniversary. This is 12 years for Ken. That's very interesting. Betsy, these are the things I do. Google is a beautiful source of information for anyone when you are curious. Ken wants you to, it's been 12 years. Your life has gone on as it should and will continue to. And like Vera Lynn sings, one day you'll meet again, don't know when, don't know where. Ken loves that song too. 3 songs he's just brought up today for you, Betsy, to be aware of. Wild Side by Motley Crue, that Neil Diamond song, and Vera Lynn, We'll Meet Again, which is also one of my mom's favorite songs, as well as mine, as well as Ken's. We'll Meet Again. He's actually showing me right now an old-time record player, and he's showing it to me in his old office. I don't know if it's in his office or in your, is that your living room adjacent to where his office is? An old-time record player. And he has a cigar. And I love this whenever I see things. Okay, if we smoked cigars, cigarettes, anything in life, and we enjoyed it, heaven doesn't take away those joys from us, and yet heaven takes away the risk of death when we're in heaven, right? There's never any smoke coming from angels when I see them giving me a vision through my soul of them smoking cigars or whatever. When angels in life wear glasses, if they really like the glasses, sometimes they'll show me a vision of them wearing glasses, but there's no lenses. If people love to drink alcohol in life, whenever they show me a vision and I know that it's alcohol, it's always clear. Except for my one angel last week. That's a whole different story. That was bizarre. What I'm getting at is that Ken is still enjoying life up there. He's putting on a record right now. He's probably putting on Vera Lynn. Eddie lit up his cigar, and he's in his office, his favorite place, and home. In the vision. No, he's not home in your home. And yet, yes, he is alive. In heaven. Betsy, I hope this makes sense. Ken is like, Natalie, I think this is enough for today. That was a big message. Not a whole lot of, what people want to hear is things that can validate that these messages are real. And I believe Ken already did this because I don't know half of this stuff. But aside from that, people need to understand that everyone like me, Natalie, receives from heaven in unique, different, individual ways. These are the ways that I share with you that I, Natalie, receive. And what I've understood for my whole life, Betsy, of talking to angels. I knew I talked to angels as a young girl, and yet I didn't think about it being, it wasn't an imaginary friend, and yet it was heaven. I knew, I'm really not mentally ill in such ways. I've been mentally distraught throughout my lifetime. Mentally ill? No. Heaven is real. I love your family. I love you. Give everybody a hug from me. And I think this was another little kind of breakthrough. Ken also realizes that the last message I delivered to you video-wise, I never heard back from you all. And I was like, oh, that was my first video message to the whole family, and they never even said anything. It's not that my feelings get hurt, Betsy, because it's not about my feelings. I'm a messenger. This is part of my fulfillment of my life. My purpose in life is to connect and deliver when angels say so. And it does take a lifetime for people to learn. That's why there's no 7-year-olds walking around on the street delivering angel messages. You have to live to experience life in order to be able to even begin to decipher what an angel or heaven otherwise places within your soul. Utilizing your 5 main senses, sight, sound, taste, smell, and touch from your soul. Let's take a deep breath. Everybody's okay here and doing well on the farm, and now it's time for me to go clean some poops from the coops, and I send you all my love. You know that Ken is very special to me, and I know that I'll meet him again, and I know that he'll be one of the first ones to welcome me when my time comes to go home. I love you guys.